Mic check, mic check, 1, 2. Paste. Got to go on my phone and pin this. Can't do it from Restream. So one moment. Let's see. My channel. This thing. All right. My channel. There we go. It's pinned. So share screen. Entire screen. All right, guys. Really, the question is, what the heck's going on here? What's going on in this realm? What's making all this happen? What's making daylight, nighttime, the sun, the moon, you know, the stars are spinning. What's going on here? We can't rely on Google, obviously. Anything that we bring up on there is going to be Google oriented. So it's going to be up to us very select few people to figure it out, right? Like, and I'm not going to sit here and wait on what's it or whatever to tell me, or Ken Wheeler. I've heard Ken Wheeler gets in the ether stuff. But as far as I know, he's a Glober, so I don't know how that's gonna correlate or um, work together in that sense. You know, one sense you believe in ether, and the next you believe you're on the globe. What's it? I don't follow him, but then there's the one more channel I was suggested to watch. It's the Globuster guys. Um, Taylor channel. Where are they at? They do a lot of ether cosmology, but they don't do anything on ether. It's pretty much all cosmology, the stars and triangulating them and stuff. Um, I just seen them on here, and I'm looking through my subscribers. I got like I'm subscribed to 75 channels, so yeah, trying to find these guys. Well, I mean, I just heard about them. I've never watched them. I don't watch any of these things. I've done my own research the past year. I deep dive. I got away from online, pushed everything away, and started learning everything I could about electrical engineering and physics. That's my passion. That's what I love to do. That's what I love learning about and researching is electrical engineering and physics. And the more I learn, the more it's actually applied to our world as it works. I mean, you cannot deny that electromagnetism is relevant in our world. It's it's powering everything. Everything we do in our life, everything is electrical. These computers that we're using, all electrical. The atmosphere has a voltage potential gradient in it. Hundreds of thousands of volts in this little thin little layer of atmosphere. Lord Racer, what's up, man? Lord Racer, you ever talk on channels, or you just basically watch and comment? I've seen you around for years too. I know I've seen you for like 5 years probably on the channels, all the main channels. Yeah, I'm just written today. I don't really have much prepared. I'm just bored and I'm like, man, I got to get some of these basic points across. Because man, I we really need to figure this thing out. Why are we waiting on? Why are we waiting on people to tell us and do it, do it for us? It'll never happen. We got to do it ourselves. Like everything that's going on here, it's a tough one to figure out, bro. But one thing is very evident is that it's so thin. It's a very thin atmosphere, which I don't see many flat earthers bringing this to the attention. Like, hey, this thing's fast and it's also very thin. At only 32 miles high, it's down to one atmosphere or 1 millibar. That's 1/1000th of an atmosphere. It's 1/1000. And then if you go to 62 miles, it's 1/100,000th. I mean, there's nothing, no atmosphere left um, in this very thin system. So, Hangnail with IPS. I don't know either of these channels. Oh, okay, you haven't talked. I was in Hangnail with IPS. Yeah, yeah, man. Um, it can get very complicated, and I jump straight to the top, kind of with either. Everybody wants to know. Well, just tell me how it works. Like, tell me how the whole system works. They just want to know. Just give it to me. Tell me, right? Infinite Plane Society. Is this a website or a YouTube channel? Infinite Plane Society. I'll look them up. And it's crazy though. Like, of course, and I start right from the top. Uh, like it's a flat realm. It's you know what I mean. It's a realm. So that right there from the jump, Google isn't gonna agree with me. It ain't gonna know what to do. They ain't gonna know what to say. AI don't matter. Chat GPT, Google, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, whatever you use, it's gonna give you straight Google. That's what it is. It's a large language model. It's got the whole Google on top. He did the I am Mark Sargent thing a while ago. Um, I haven't seen I am Mark Sargent. I did see the Mark Sargent Origins, which might be worth covering. The Mark Sargent Origins went over Metatron and Inc. and how Metatron um, bought the domain name marksargent.com in 2012. And then Mark Sargent jumped on the scene in 2015. And they also owned patriciasteer.com, and they made all of the apps for Mark Sargent and Patricia. And it was a whole thing. They scrubbed Metatron Inc. off the internet because it was an ordeal. Okay, yeah, I know I've seen you around for a long time, man. Because I'm like hardcore flat earther. Like all I ever did was watch Jeranism, Glowbusters, excuse me, like all the main ones, just every time they were on. Yeah, Metatron. Not a whole lot of people knows about it. Even flat earthers that's been doing this for however many years. Like I've been doing it 9 years since 2017, and all I've done is listen to everything. And when the final experiment happened, and then these channels started falling apart and people started leaving, that's when I took it upon myself to do my own research. And that's when I fell in love with electrical engineering and physics. I am flat Earth since 1982, born knowing, not knowing why no one else knew. Oh man, yeah, it's hard for me to make friends. Like I'm so far out there with everything, and flat Earth, they think I'm like psycho, goo goo, or I'm dumb or whatever. I have to be really cautious and let the conversation naturally develop if it goes into that. Like I can't just go right out straight up to somebody, hey, the earth's flat, blah blah blah. They'd be like, you're an idiot, get away from me. No. Like I have that a 2 foot by 3 foot Gleason's map, AE map hung up in my living room, and like two different occasions I had some friend of friends come in and they're like, oh, that's that flat earth map. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, you know about that? Yeah, yeah, I've seen it on Facebook, whatever. And then I'll go into flat earth a little bit and let the conversation like naturally develop that way. Like that's happened a few times. But the normal person, they've only seen a couple things about it or heard about it. So if you try to bombard them with too much information, it just becomes irrational. They don't understand like like just the basics. Like yeah, it's held in by a 200-foot ice wall. You don't fall off the edge. Like something like that would be something they can understand. Like oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But if you try to get into the stuff I go into, like electrical engineering, that they're going to be way too much for them to understand. They don't negotiate with terrorists. You're a terrorist. Man. Yeah, we're labeled a lot of things, man, for our belief, and and it does boil down to that there is a God, there's a designer to this whole thing, there's a creator, and that's one important thing that I try at least giving the people a chance to see God and know that there is a creator, that they are special, they are important, they aren't capable of doing anything in the world. You know, you're a human being, um, but it's their choice if they want to ignore it, turn a blind eye, or they could see that part and then build a relationship with God in that sense. But at least for the ones I've talked to, I've given them the opportunity, so it's their choice. Like the whole thing. Let's see. I don't. Somebody else is lurking. There's one more. Well, I'm one of them because I have my phone open, so I can read chat on there because I'm not always don't always have this open. Maybe there were. Oh wait, one inch. Would it count me twice? No, it wouldn't count me twice. Not on StreamYard. Uh, it's all right. Um, it's not a popularity contest for me, but I would like to find more people that gets into electrical engineering and physics to help me further figure this thing out. And I'm trying to format it where I could start somewhere basics and then work our way all the way up to where I'm still looking for more puzzle pieces. It's all good, Lord Racer. Thanks for stopping by too, man. Like, um, it's cool seeing you around. You said you'd sub to my channel, and here you are, man. You've been on here past couple of times. But I mean, really, how many flat earthers out there realize it's this thin? Like literally 32 miles, there's no atmosphere, and this is 16,000 miles across. 16,000 miles. I mean, they show it with a big dome, right? So, oh, all these other flat earthers are showing this. This is what I believe now, the big dome thing. But I'm trying to say, hey, like it's so thin. It's mind blowing almost how thin it is, where God can literally see everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't think many flat earthers are even saying this. Like, hey, this thing's thin. I mean, that's a pretty important observation about how things really are. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. And uh, the people I hang out with, like PJ and Roger Ledwell, they give me a little bit of a hard time about Ether. I don't know, and it ain't like we all have our our opinions on the way things work and what we want to pay attention to, but um, like PJ's one of them. He's like, I'm not on board with Ether. Okay, that's fine. Well, I don't even know if they even know where to start with. I mean, Roger, I know it as relative density. Well, yeah, we're aware of that. The denser objects on the ground, less dense, goes up. See, I have a chart on, oh, well, gases sorted by density. So like hydrogen is the least dense. It'll be the highest up in the atmosphere. Water vapor, that's the clouds. The water vapor is less dense than air. What they call air is nitrogen and oxygen mixed together, like 80% nitrogen, 20% oxygen, and then 1% of a few other gases, right? But given this, if you're sorting by density and buoyancy, oxygen and nitrogen is in the middle of the map. Like you got all these others. How are these on the ground? Nitrogen. How does that stay in? How is 80% of ground level sea level surface staying on the ground and not rising up through the atmosphere? That's my problems I have with like science. They have the answers to everything, but most of it doesn't make any sense. To me, there's a lot more in air. There's like water vapors in the air, not just nitrogen and oxygen. There's dust in the air, dirt, there's pollen, there's biological things like bark off of tree or whatever is floating through the air. There's all kinds of stuff. To say air is just nitrogen and oxygen, that don't make no sense to me. Oh, Vicky. What about okay, let's see. Oh, PJ knows me, so does Roger. Well, we all know you're a Lord Racer. I mean, personally, no, but I mean, we've all seen you. I've seen you for years, man. I don't know if you ever went to Jeranism or Glowbusters, but I've seen you in channels for years. Yeah, Vicky. Yeah. I heard that Vicky and PJ split up right now, so I don't know if we'll see much more of her. We'll see. Wasn't until yeah. I was a moderator on the Glowbusters 24/7 channel. They had what a 24/7 live feed up for like 5 years, and if nothing else was on, I'd always go there. But yeah, I was a moderator for Glowbusters, but just on their 24/7 channel. and I met a lot of them in real life. I went to Flattoberfest 2022. I met Witsit. I sat beside him because there was a stream with oh boy, the guy that came out with the Flat Earth app, the clock app, um, the gatekeeper. Well, anyways, that dude was uh was a member on Jaren and Karen B. Okay. Glowbusters. Okay. Yeah, man, like I knew I've seen you. I know I've seen you for years, man. Dave Weiss, yeah. Dave Weiss and Witsit was streaming together. Um, and I had brought up something about Alex Stein 99. This is like 5 years ago when Jaren was doing the Baby Truther show, which you remember that one, right? The Baby Truther show. And I was calling Alex Stein out in chat. I was like, Alex Stein's a shill. And then here's David Weiss. Conley, you're an idiot. Like he was calling me names and shit. Like you're done. Like Alex Stein, because being a gatekeeper, he's defending him and stuff. And then Witsit, I think Witsit had said something too to me. Like, oh no. So I was like, dang, so when I went to Flattoberfest and he was sitting in the chairs in the audience watching whoever present, I went up sat next to Witsit. I'm like, hey dude, I'm Chris Conley. What's up? And really, I was just filling him out, and we didn't even talk about flat Earth really. We just talked about real world stuff. Like he had a baby on the way. Um, Kai was pregnant, that I believe, and they had just gotten married, and they got married in Fort Myers, Florida. I was born in Fort Myers, Florida, and it was just a long conversation about that. So that kind of stuff. It was cool. It was really nice and respectable, and whatever bad feelings I had with Witsit just went away at that point. Like, um, but yeah, I mean, I literally met a quarter of the major, you know, people out there. I even, Mark Sargent came up and shook my hand. Uh, I was just standing by myself, and he walked up to me, shook my hand. It's like, hey, I'm Mark Sargent. I'm like, hey, I'm Chris Conley. That was cool. But that was before I knew about Metatron. Never liked Wizard. Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched Wizard in 5 years since that incident. I like turned off my notifications um whenever he was backing up Dave Weiss about Alex Stein because Alex Stein is a shill. Like we know that now, and I was right back then. I was right and they were wrong. Like because I went onto his YouTube channel, Alex Stein's, and I started looking up like his videos. He said he owned a car lot, some kind of car lot in Texas, and they had a phone number. He was posting ads about it, and I called the number. I looked up the car lot, nothing, no searchers. It wasn't found. It was all fake stuff, and that's why I was like, man, this guy is fake. Yeah, yeah. So I called him out, and then I'm an idiot. No, man. That's why I don't like Dave Weiss. Because he called me a few names when I was calling out Alex. And that baby truther show, man, it was like a nursery for baby truthers. Alex Stein 99. He must be a 99th degree Mason with all the knowledge he knows. Okay, I don't remember that one, Daniel Reza. I just know you're Lord Racer. You've been around for a while, man. Long while. I kept the same avatar. It was like because I was in the army, it was like me shooting a rifle. I had that on there for on my YouTube account for all up to last year, and then I changed it because I have different ideas on because I was in Iraq in combat. I seen a lot of bad things happen, and I'm not really proud of that. So I changed my avatar to be non-army stuff. Um, oh, okay. Yeah, the Flat Earth International Conference, the very first one, right? Because Logan Paul was at that first one. That's cool. Yeah, the man on the moon, hitting the dab. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that Flat Earth International Conference, they did it for like 2 or 3 years. They did 2 or 3 times, and then that COVID hit, and then they quit doing it, and then they started doing Flattoberfest with Karen B. And I went to the one in 2022. So it was, yeah, similar. Flattoberfest would have been similar. It was scaled down a little bit. I think there was only like 300 people that showed up to the one in 2022. But and then they got me taking a picture with a I don't know. You see my post? Oh, that. Oh, this is not the wrong one. This is this one. Image. Oh no, like that. Yeah, my channel post. Yeah, for anybody else that hasn't seen it, this is me right here. Oh, can't make it bigger. I'm this dude right here holding the flag. Yeah, this dude right here. See, I wish I could make that. There's Karen B right down here, and her boyfriend or whoever. See, I think, yeah, it's too hard to see. There's quite a few people in this one. This was like early on, like the first 2 hours of the weekend. There was a get together, so there was a lot more people that showed up like over the next couple of days. I know this THC guys in here. Um, I cannot zoom in. Oh well. Yep. This girl was walking and she's like, "Hey, we hold this flag." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I was like the main one there. I hung out with do you know Austin, Awesome Austin from Mellow Dome? Oh, okay. Well, I hung out with Austin Austin. I used to stream on his channel. Um, I would do live streams with him and stuff. But when the TFE happened, Austin switched sides and he became a Glober. And I was private messaging him, and because I bought it, one of his T-shirts at Blacktoberfest, and the messages were getting ugly, and I was like, man, I'm gonna throw your T-shirt in the trash. Like, dude, I don't want nothing to do with you. He's like, whatever, man. I and I haven't talked to him since. It's been like a year, and I never threw his T-shirt in the trash, but I hope he comes back to Flat Earth one day. I don't have no idea. I don't know about him. He's more like a social person, like a popularity contest. He wants to hang out with his friends, the crowd. Methadone, yeah, yeah, Melodome, yeah. He did a lot of cannabis stuff, and that's one of the main reasons. I was on the channel because I lived in Michigan and I used to grow marijuana there because it's recreational legal. And I would hop on the streams and show my grows and how the plants were doing, and we would talk about that stuff mostly. Yeah, yeah. Flipper never was there. That's a good point because once you really know it's flat, once you have all this information, then how can you ever switch back? I don't know, man. It's like a psychological issue. They're just very weak people. Oh, you're a bud tender? What? That's cool, man. That's a cool job, man. Um, do you know, um, I'm trying to think, it's gonna come to me his name. Uh, Man, why can't I think of it? He has an entire grow operation in California. Flat Earth Farms, or what the heck is it called? I'm going to search for him real quick. Da Daryl Davis. I think Daryl Davis. Daryl Davis. Dang, why ain't he on here? I should be subscribed to him. But yeah, Daryl Davis. He has an entire like industrial like type operation going on down there. Daryl Davis. Oh, that ain't gonna pop up. That ain't gonna do it. Flatters me. He might have deleted it. I don't know. That's weird. I haven't seen him in a while. Daryl Davis. Oh, here he is right here. Where's his Flat Earth Farm stuff? Whoa. He was at the Flat Earth International Conference in 2019, and he was at Flattober, or yeah, Flattoberfest 2022, and he was handing out a bunch of stickers and stuff. He hung out, smoked a lot of weed with us. Cannabis is a medication, man. It's medicinal. It's good stuff, man. Okay, Daryl. Yeah, it's hit or miss on a lot of these people, unless he's not a streamer. He's just like always hanging out in chat and stuff. So yeah, it'd be difficult to remember people unless they're streaming. Yeah, you've been around for a while, man. Um, I'm glad you stopped by and say hi. I mean, something's spinning in our flat realm, right? And that's the sky. And this is very relevant, the Meissner effect for Antarctica. Oh, because it gets extremely cold out there. And it's cold in the North Pole too. So I think this acts like a shim coil, like without getting too deep. It's just that generalization. Yeah, yeah, man. You're dedicated to it, like me. Like we don't give up because it's the truth. That's where we live. There is a creator. There's a designer. It's real. You know, we're not a speck of nothing. We are everything. We are the most important thing where we live. And we're capable of anything. We're so smart. Like super ultra mega rare. Yeah, that's us, right? It's true. And yeah, it's a thin one, man. That says a lot at 32 miles. And they got the sun somewhere 3,000 miles away. I don't understand. That's what Bob Nodell has suggested. Sun 3,000 miles. I mean, that's I can't comprehend that when I see it in this point of view. 16,000 miles and then to be that thin, it's amazing. And it's like, I don't know if you ever seen Jay Tolan. Jay Tolan, he did a lot of airplane footage using an infrared camera. And at 6 miles high, he could see 2,000 miles. He's somewhere over like the Midwest, and you can see all the way to this bay here, this Hudson Bay. You can see the Hudson Bay all the way from is 2,000 miles away, way down here. So if you could see that far at 6 miles, imagine 5 times higher. You should be able to see 5 times as far, you would think, especially in the troposphere. The troposphere is where we got all the clouds and everything, all the humidity and the dirt and everything blocking your field of view. But if you're higher up than that, if you get in the stratosphere, it's clear. There's nothing there. So 5 times 2,000 miles, that's 10,000 miles. So if you're 32 miles high, you should be able to get half the world in when you look at it in that perspective. And inverse square law of light is different than angular resolution as well. The inverse square law of light, when you're that high in the stratosphere, there is nothing in the atmosphere blocking the light. There's no humidity, dust, dirt. you know, water, whatever in the air, it's perfectly clear until you hit the troposphere, and that's where the light starts diminishing. So yeah, it doesn't have to be 3,000 miles away. And plus, when you're looking out in the daytime, you look up at the sun, you see the divergent sun rays. The divergent sun rays, it does, it looks so close. It looks very close. And then you do like solar eclipses. The path of totality is only 120 miles wide. So your shadow has got to be bigger than whatever object is blocking the light, right? So it just shows it all as being so local, so close. I think this is the biggest perspective that people would need to grasp is just how thin it is. Yeah, yeah, closer than what other flat earthers have ever talked about or anything, for sure. It's just amazingly thin. Uh, yeah, man. So anyway, I kind of got distracted a little bit. I mean, not distracted, but I was just winging it today anyway. I didn't have anything prepared. I was just bored. I gotta keep it. I gotta start doing it like in pieces, like and work the way up, like one piece at a time. And there's so many pieces. Dang, it might take me months to get to it all. I don't know, but because I'm just starting out and presenting mostly, not really discussing. I don't have people joining my channel to talk about topics. Got to figure out a good format to get everything through. You're on a plain T. Yeah. What's the T part of it? Terra, a plain Terra. Stupid stuff I got in here. Windows 93 web browser. Or turn your web browser into old school Windows. You got Half-Life 3 on here. The NES, Pony Jockey. Oh, no, hamster. God, that just blasted my ears out. Okay. Oh, okay. But your birthday's coming up. Which two? Um, never heard of it. I got Linux installed here, and I'm having a hard time finding video games through Steam. I don't know why I hit that button. Um, yeah, there's a couple like World of Tanks. I played Apex Legends. Like a lot of the main titles ain't available on Linux. It sucks. I'm trying to find something else to get into now. Linux playable Steam game. I don't know if you do PC games, but if you have any ideas, definitely give it a try. Oh, Nintendo Switch. Okay, I play Nintendo Switch. Oh, didn't kill it. You're not talking about a game, right? You're talking about Nintendo Switch. Hmm. Anyway, well, I think I'm gonna end the stream right now for now because I wasn't prepared with content. I just came to chat a little bit and we got caught up in our own little small talk, which is cool. Oh, I didn't see this part. I was at Bob's. Oh, it's because I'm not hitting all messages. That's why I'm only on top messages on my phone. Oh yeah, you were at Bob's ceremony on YouTube. And Cammy, I met Cammy in real life that weekend, and Bob was sick, so I didn't get to meet him. And he was the one I was wanting to meet the most, but yeah, he was sick. The old Bob, classic Bob, he was good, man. The old Glowbusters was awesome, really. They were super awesome. They got technical with things, like trying to figure out, like putting in effort. Like right now, it's in like everything's stalled. Like they're still wanting to debate over Coriolis effect and if the Earth's flat or not. Like I'm so tired of being we know it's flat. Now, okay, we know it's flat. Now how is it working? What is daylight? You know what I mean? Like what is all this going on in this realm? How is it working? I mean, we're smart enough to figure these simple things out. Like we can understand how it works. Um, he never met Bob, but he knew I was always forever a flat earther. Oh, first, yeah. He always you talking about F the number one RSP. First. Bob would always do this every single time. He'd go first, the first one of the thing first, the one. Yeah, yeah. He'd always do first, man. I remember that. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's funny. I remember that. Yeah, man. No, I guess I'll end the thing here. What's up, Zulu one? I do remember Zulu one. I wasn't really much of a. I didn't ever subscribe to him. Like, like my list of subscribers right here. Like, these are guys still going. Um, Tinfoil Sombrero. I met him in real life. I had his phone number too, but now it's like Lowry is taking over. It's so much different. It's weird. Fuck it, word. You know, fuck it, word. He's pretty cool. Throat punches with what? Flat Earth Banjo, Effed Up World, Nathan Oakley, Eric, Dean Odell, another Nathan Oakley, Sam Fu. This channel here is like the OG. They had everybody on this. I should review this one day. Santos Bonacci. I don't know if you remember that guy. She had on Iron Realm. Mr. Thrive and Survive. You remember that guy, Mr. Thrive and Survive? Patricia Steer, Robert Forge, whatever. This guy was around a lot. Martin Leakey. They had on Allegedly Dave. I've talked to him quite a bit. Remember Allegedly Dave? Um, the Sancho's Bonacci guy he's a character, man. Yeah, Mr. Diamond survived. Yeah, he was pretty cool back in the day, and he just dropped off the thing. Like, where'd he go? He was pretty cool. Jen, there's another channel on there. This same Fu has two channels because the channel got like blocked or something at one point, and then they unblocked it, and she posted all the stuff back. John Thor. I got Mikey Smith. The Space Audits. That's the one. These are the new Globebusters. Space Audits. Math Powerland. Ooh, he's been going through some psychologically tough times recently. Celebrate Truth. Taylor Dan Dimensions got COVID. D Marble. So, do you remember this Bling Bing BSS of the ISS? Maybe not. She's on Sam Fu all the time. Where's the other channel? Sam Fu. Here we go. This is the other channel. More old school people. Like I was in here like 8 years ago, typing in a live stream and these videos, and it's like I see Chilster Deluxe and David Banner. He's in these old videos, typing in live stream with me. Nathan Oakley, it's on there. Mark Sargent. Mr. Thrive and Survive. Yeah, it was cool. The Morgile, he was on there. Like all these people used to go to this like group. Mark Sargent. You know Iron Realm Media? Yeah, Morgile. David Banner and Chilster. Yeah. And I know that they kind of had some stuff going on recently with PJ and Vicky. I know David Banner's been calling them out because he got banned off of out and Roger Ledwell, he got unmodded or whatever, throwing a big temper tantrum about it. Russian Biz was on there. Like literally, this channel had everybody. Like this is 8 years ago. This is like that's what I'm saying. Like OG this channel because they did have like all these people that ended up becoming like the main people on Flat Earth. This guy Brian Forrester, yeah, IRM. What's that? Have you ever seen these Peter and Pete? These two guys, and for whatever reason, he looks like a lot like Fuck It Word right here. Like if I showed him and then went back to Fuck It Word's very first upload, there's a lot of resemblance going on there. I don't know, something weird about that, but they do look very similar. Peter and Pete, Pete and Peter. There's some English guys. They're funny. Oh, I'd had to share my screen to get, or the tab to get sound. Share, share.
It's the 18th of July, and I'm pleased to say that tonight we have with us, so far, we have Dave, allegedly Dave, John the Morgile, and we have Mark Sargent. We're waiting for Oliver. I think he's a bit working. Will join us.
Allopathic medicine was only for trauma care.
You remember allegedly Dave? Yeah, Dave Murphy.
You know, if you got hit by a bus, then you needed an allopath to put you back together and set your bones and stuff. Yeah. The point about that is that the cause of the problem is external,
8 years ago.
i.e. the bus. So they, the point is they never ever dealt with the cause. They deal just with the symptoms.
Allegedly, Dave, he's
That
also not like that
means-
guy.
I would say it's the opposite of white. It's void.
You guys think I'm kidding here? Some of the panel probably already know this already. Try to tell a machine to draw a circle. All it's going to do is draw little rectangles.
Hold on a second. Let me pull up this Pete and Pete. They're kind of funny, a little bit.
They show them up to being something that they're not. They're showing them to be.
I'm not claiming he's fucking weird. I'm just saying they look very strikingly similar.
Pretentious. They're showing them not to be human, to be living in this little dream world. This is the trouble with flat earthers, with society, because flat earthers don't live in a dream world. And I'll get back to my point earlier. We'd like to see proof. We don't want to live in a belief system. I don't want to live in a belief system. I'd like to live so that I know things.
Writing and arithmetic.
But one of the things people don't learn when they're at school, and that's communicating with other people. Communication is so important, and yet we're not taught that in schools. Our education, people just don't realise on a regular basis going from town to.
I don't. I'll show you an example of where I'm in chat probably right here. Fuck it is big. Yeah, fuck it's really cool, man. I still subscribe to him today.
They can stop all these spams and all this nasty things that are going on. They know they can do that, but I think they're deliberately allowing these things to happen
Let's
because,
see, live
again,
chat.
of course, we may sort of think, oh, internet is really
How do I
bad,
get-
so we stop using it.
How do I get to live chat? Oh, right here? Oh, I gotta hit play.
So they're very clever, but this is
Pause. Chillster Deluxe right here. See if I can see me. Yeah, I'll be in here somewhere.
we can't.
Shouldn't take that
This is the
much.
problem that we get with the establishment people. They turn speculation into fact, and we've got to be
Right here.
careful.
Here I am, Chris Conley. We're the pygmies of the antediluvians. Christopher, what are you talking about? This is like very young, 8-year-old ago, Chris, right here. And this 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, there I am. In this really old Sam Fruit chat. Yeah, I see David Banner. He'll be in here a lot. Chilster, remember him back then. But this Brian Forster guy, he's the one that I got. This is when I started getting into megalithic stuff, like actual granite
We don't
megalithic.
do the same thing because everything I say is
Back in Lebanon, it might have been the same builders in all three places.
What's your take on? They look like the inside of a house. Like they almost look a bit like when you look at the catacombs in Turkey.
David Banner right here. Here's David.
How they sort of almost as if they're cast on the stone, but then there's nothing else round it. Do you understand what?
Chilster Deluxe is still chatting with all caps lock on, still to this day.
I mean, they're like thrown. It's like these things have been picked up and thrown, and some of these are upside down. There's bits of stairs. What's your take on that? Because in our research group, we looked into things, and it could have been that we suffered these great big electrical arkings, which
Oh, okay. Yeah, Love Racer. So you're like me. Yeah, we've been around forever, man. We have stuck it out, man. We're dedicated. You know, like I had a YouTube Premium for like 5 or 6 years, and they doubled the price, and I quit subscribing to YouTube Premium, and they're like, "Come back to us. You're in the top 13% of all YouTube viewers based on your watch time." And all I did was watch YouTube videos. So if I'm in the top 13% of all YouTube viewers, and then all I do is watch Flat Earth, then I must be in the top 1% of all of everything. When I don't know, man. I dedicated myself to this stuff for all these years. And then when the TFE happened, that's when I started like taking everything I've learned for over all the years and everything I was listening and collecting information and started doing my own research. And then I fell in love with electrical engineering and physics. I've added so many more pieces to the puzzle.
Avery has an arcing as well.
On my own instead of waiting for, others to fill in the gaps and do it for me. Yeah. Commercial free. Don't have to worry about the little commercials.
One at Glastonbury, these round circles in the ground, they're like arcings.
David Banner.
There'll be a positive and a negative one. Positive one, when they're much bigger, trees grow around them. The other ones, the negative ones, they're mining them. It's quite clear if you use Google.
But this channel here, this is the reason why I got into megalithic stuff. And like they do the mud flood. The mud flood is like controlled opposition. I don't understand why people wasted their time on that when we need to figure out the real mystery, which is the megalithic. Like we need to figure that out before we move on to like, I don't know, the nonsense stuff that they bring up today. The Capitol building, the freaking churches, like those aren't impressive to me. No Capitol building or church, like what the megalithic, like pyramids. That's what impresses me. Like and nobody knows how they're built. I think we should figure those things out.
Maps that we've had these great big electrical arcings. I was wondering whether the pyramids were part of this, with this sort of what they were doing, and they may have caused it.
Well, again, I think it was a series of cataclysmic events about 12,000 years ago. Very complex.
Heron, hey, what's up? Time to get real, my. Let's see, am I still on here? I was just showing this from back in the day. There's like Chillster, the Sun and Moon Family United, this channel. It's like 7 years ago. And I see myself chatting in the chat up in here. And there's David Banner. Oh, here I am. Chris Conley from 7 years ago, whatever. And this guy, he's the one that got me into megalithic stuff. It's Brian Forrester, and we were just going over all these old school people like the Morgile, Martin Leakey. There's like allegedly Dave, Russian Vids, Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer. I don't know if you're back here in song. If you remember this guy, Mr. Thrive and Survive. If you're around back then, he disappeared, but Joey Rocha. I don't know if you remember that guy. He was on a lot of channels. He spanned the plays. This is Bob Nodell's wife, Cami, right here. The Morgile. Patricia's here. Is this Mark Sargent? Anyways, this guy Santos Bonacci. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Racing your way to a better day. Yeah. Patricia. Allegedly Dave. We were just going over some of this old school stuff, and this is where I got into megalithic, actual like 7 years ago. So I've been researching and studying megalithic stuff for 8 years, 7 years. This was like the hub for like flat earthers. You got D Marvel in here. Oh, you were just saying something about D Marvel. Okay, yeah, I remember what you're talking about D Marvel. Like you would do a live stream and he would have somebody else on the phone all the way across the world, and then you'd be talking about. I do remember that one stream. D Marvel would do that. Like, can you see the moon now? And they're on the opposite side of the world or whatever. And yeah, I remember that. Consciousness. Well, that's the subject. uh, Peter and Pete. They are hilarious. Yeah, man, this was like the OG group hangout. Iron Realm Media is on there. These are wicked right here. I don't believe in them. I think they're fake. Elongated skulls. They're all different. They all have different nerve endings, and that's a whole nother thing to get into. But Brian Forster, he has a whole collection of these, and there's supposedly a few more located in Europe. I'm not sure. I think he might be a Freemason. Probably, I don't know. But he does a whole thing on elongated skulls. Take a peek at that. Oh, wrong one. Gotta get the right tab.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining us. I know that you haven't got that much time, either of you, but you two had a very nice time together in September, and me and Costa just missed you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yes, it was great.
Where's
Sorry,
the
go
where's
ahead,
the
Maria.
where's the video? Oh, here we go.
The other things were that the the Stonehenge is being treated like it's a
Road out, and they want to get the other road out and put a tunnel there. Then there's no way you're going to get anywhere near that complex. Unless you have standing.
There's a few of these where he goes over these elongated skulls. Toronto Dash. Let's see. I had to pull one up. Like that thumbnail is cool. It shows them with that holding that, but so let's play for a second while I search.
Stones that are upright with of energy pattern.
that, from what we understand now, that doesn't mean that it's under the sand. It means that it was made underground. So series of tunnels and all sorts of things of that nature. So that's adding a further complexity to the whole thing. That you're looking at least in Egypt and Peru, you're looking at very advanced high technology. There's no way that it was done with any kind of, in some cases, any kind of tool that we recognize. For me, most curious thing about Stonehenge is how did they move the stones? Like Avebury, as far as I can tell.
Okay, I found one on his actual channel. I'll just take a quick peek and you tell me what you think. I don't think they're real because of a few reasons.
For $24 just a week ago.
I just did 2 yesterday. Combined, I paid.
And he's a Glover, but he believes in a cataclysm.
A third lab was also utilized at Santa Cruz. Curvature. And basically there's a depression here where the two hemispheres would be. The eye sockets are very large. And there's a lack of a sagittal suture here. So the results that we got, 4 of the elongated skulls were of haplogroup B, which relates to the fact that there was Native American ancestry involved, but the other ones were not. And the most common haplogroups that showed up were U2E and also H, H1A, and H2. If you look at where the most prevalent percentage of
Well, he talks about haplogroups and DNA testing. You got to do organic material, and there he's claiming these are 2,000 years old. So I'm still having a hard time of how they're even able to do it. And you see, like this one here, it's got the hair on there. Is this hair just glued on top of the skull because hair is connected to skin? But then they'll show other ones with like a toupee. It'll be like a thin layer of skin, just plop down on it. Like, how is there still skin where the hair's connected to the skin? There's just like things in it just makes me think, man, that just doesn't add up.
Leaning backwards, that the foramen magnum genetically was there in order to keep the skull erect. I'll also be doing another video about the work of Dr. Michael Alday, who is a medical doctor, who looks at the genetic differences and physical differences, and then also Dr. Malcolm Warren, who's a chiropractor. Please focus on what's called the foramen magnum, where your spinal column enters the bottom of your skull. Now, first of all, in a normal skull, there is what is called this sagittal suture in red. But it seems to be completely lacking in what we call the natural elongated skulls of Paracas. Also, the foramen magnum of a normal skull is located at the balance point near the center. And in the Paracas skulls, it's physically way to the back. That is genetic. Note here with this baby skull that the neck.
The skin, right? This is awkward. How is there still skin 2,000 years later? Beyond me, I mean, hair is understandable.
Is at the very back. Very unusual. And we were very fortunate to have Mr. Eric von Daniken go through the DNA results recently, and he's completely fascinated. He visited our Paracas Museum and will be returning many times. Hi, this is Brian Forrester coming to you from Paracas in Peru, and this is DNA update of the Paracas number 3 in a series. I'm not sure how many there will be, probably 5 or 6 parts, but this is part 3, and this is looking at physical anomalies of the Paracas elongated skulls.
Yeah,
and the
it's
work
leather by now.
is in this book, which will be available at the end of the video, or the email address. And this work is was done by Dr. Michael Alday, who is an American physician, Dr. Malcolm Warren, who is an American chiropractor, and Rick Woodward, who is a physical anthropologist. Now, this is what we call cranial deformation. You can tell the volume of the skull is that of a normal human, and the forehead and the back of the skull have been flattened. So this is what cranial deformation on the coast of Peru looks like. This, on the other hand, is what we call a natural Paracas skull. You can see the volume is greater than the previous skull I showed you, and the whole shape is much more complex than simple cranial deformation. And so we think this person was born with an elongated skull. Also, as you saw in the photos before, at the beginning of the video, the foramen magnum, which is where your spinal cord column, vertebrae enter the bottom of the skull, is positioned at a place of balance, the balance point, which is an obvious evolutionary thing. But the anomaly in the Paracas elongated skulls that we believe are natural, and even some with with headboarding, their foramen magnum, as you can see here, is at the back of the skull. So that is a genetic trait. You cannot change the position of the foramen magnum simply by binding a skull, because trying to do that, especially with the baby.
Yeah, and this guy Brian Forrester was on Ancient Aliens. He's in one episode, so I think he might be associated with that Ancient Aliens that you're talking about. Yeah, that also makes me wonder, like, oh, Ancient Aliens, and there's so many lies of fabrication. There's so much to decode out there. I have a hard time with it. I don't believe it. He wants to say they're like Nephilim or something.
A natural elongated skull.
EVE Online is a
Also, the suture lines. Here is the suture running across this way, but there is no sign of the sagittal suture whatsoever. And notice the curvature here, as if the two hemispheres are being represented, or the shaping was done by nature in order to have this dip inside of here. Also, the eye sockets are up to 50%.
Yeah, you're talking about, why did people do waterboarding? Why did they have cranial deformation? And, because a baby, their skull is malleable, and you wrap their head with boards, and you do that. Like, I see your point. Like, why would they do that to begin with? What's the point? So that they could look like these actual real ones, is what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. There's a lot to decode, and yeah, it's hard. I mean, they do look very real, and he does point out a lot of things, like they have, like human jaws have two nerve endings, like they have little holes for nerves or whatever. But he'll point out, like, on the back of these skulls, they have two nerve openings on the back side, and he'll talk about the sagittal sutures, how, the human being has, I believe, a suture going across and then one through the back, but they'll be missing them all together. Like, they don't have any. So I don't know. It's confusing. It's definitely worth dissecting, going through, and if that's even possible, because I believe your skull needs to have flexibility. It needs to move. It needs to grow from a baby up, and it needs to, there's a lot of weird things, and he has DNA evidence that links them to certain haplogroups of people. Yeah. So.
Larger than normal. And these bones in the back, these tiny bones here, are not in a normal human being. These are called Inca bones. They're found in the royal Inca people, but also clearly here in the Paracas as well. So that is another genetic characteristic, and that may in fact link the elongated skulls of Paracas, Peru, who died out 2,000 years ago, with the rise of the Inca culture. It's quite possible that the Inca and the Paracas shared ancestry. It's said in the Spanish chronicles that the royal Inca people had reddish hair, and of course, the Paracas people also had reddish hair.
Yeah, I get what you're saying
there. So
there.
that is our update for now.
Definitely.
I will be doing at least 2 more parts. In one, we'll be looking at the blood type differences between Native Americans and the Paracas.
And also in another part, I'll go into a more detailed description of the differences between Native American DNA, as in haplogroups, and those found in the Paracas. Thank you. This is the brilliant artist, based on some photographs that he's found from ancient collections, again, as well as those sent to him by me and by other people. What he does enjoy having are multiple views, so that way he can get the proper curvature of the face, etc. And here we see examples of his work.
Fake hairdo. It's got to have skin on there. You can't. Hair doesn't grow out of bone; it grows out of
Now,
skin.
Mark has a Facebook page called Root Research.
I don't know about that, man. Yeah, it's very difficult to decode. Whatever.
Now, as you can see from Mark's perspective, the ancient Paracas people were not very Native American looking.
Here we go. So how does skin, I mean, minus turning to leather, last 2,000 years organically to be able to get DNA from it? I don't know. I just don't know if that's possible. But it is striking. It is something. Maybe I'll do a stream on just this alone one day.
Like, they look more European-ish.
But like out of all my years of researching megalithic stuff, I kind of set this to the side. I'm like, at first I was saying, oh, Nephilim and stuff, but I don't know. That was me 8 years ago.
But that is his impression. That's not some kind of influence that I tried to make on him. And now with the recent DNA evidence results that we've received from 18 different Paracas skulls, there are indeed European and or Eurasian haplogroups associated with the ancient Paracas people, which according to standard academia should not be there.
Yeah.
But data,
You know, the descendants. Oddly shaped heads. Probably a
you
lineage.
may think that
Oh, that's weird. A double coned head.
skull, it is, because several of these have been found not only in the Paracas area, but other parts of Peru. Hi, this is Brian Forster coming to you from Paracas in Peru. This is part 6 of a 7-part YouTube series.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to go that and do that over. But I mean, it makes you think a little bit, right? Like, that's weird. That's some weird stuff. Definitely. Yeah, this channel, it's pretty cool. This is where I pretty much started out in Flat Earth, and they've had all these people, all the main ones. What Mikey Allen 6 years ago? Mikey Smith right here. This is weird. I've seen this. Mikey Allen. Now he goes by Mikey Smith and then Mikey Allen. 6 years. This is Mikey Smith. That's weird. Let's check this out.
It just terminated. I was writing in the chat room and it terminated. So sorry to Patricia and to Mikey for that. Anyway, Mikey, as we'll start this hangout again, today is the 13th of February 2019.
Mikey Smith, OG, old school Mikey Smith here, Mikey Allen.
Your car and your billboard. But just explain to us again, how did you get into Flat Earth? And I'm not touching anything.
Okay. Yeah, let's. Whoops. I gotta turn my phone off here. Let's
I
start that
know,
again. So, okay. Yeah, well, just basically, going through all the videos like everybody else does, talking about, the moon hoax, NASA.
Yeah, I don't know. That is weird, right? I just noticed this. Um, Mikey, yeah, it might be his middle name.
And all these other videos we get into. I was huge into aliens. I even had a personalized license plate on my car that said alien. But after the fact of coming in tune with flat Earth, you just start to learn everything else is a lie, and you go from there, and then you start getting into flat Earth. And I was watching Jeranism videos, and I truthfully thought he was like he had this huge Christian belief. And I kept tuning in because that's what I do. I don't judge people for their opinions on anything. I like to hear people's sides of the story and, go from there. So after a few days or a week or whatever it was, I kept watching his videos. He was doing those laser tests or measurement tests, for 8 miles, 8 or 10 miles. And I'm just like, I kept saying to myself and to the videos, like, but it's only 8 or 10 miles. Because I didn't know anything. I just kept saying that. I'm like, oh, you got this crazy belief. And I didn't know where to go with that. And then after a few days, I kept looking into it. I saw other videos up there on YouTube and went from there. And then I started thinking like, okay, so if these people are still talking about flat Earth, what's going on here? I live on a 3rd floor building, apartment complex.
Get a good view from there then.
Yeah, I get a good view from here. So then at that point, I started saying, okay, so.
Yeah. I just started noticing Mikey Smith like earlier this year. I seen him. I seen him on Drunk to Drunk first. Like, and it was hilarious. I know Drunk to Drunk's a Glover or whatever, but it was so hilarious the way he was putting that show together on Mikey. And then I subscribed to Mikey's channel. And at this point, he had already made that that binocular image that he flashes everywhere. But I don't watch him too often.
I got my own eyes.
He is a character. He's pretty funny. Mikey Smith is.
Obviously.
But
so
yeah,
I'm looking outside, and I can do that right now. I'm looking.
He's like a 3rd degree. I don't know. He's a master. He's a master. What he is, 3rd degree type master.
The door, and okay, like the horizon is flat. I'm like, okay, now this is. I'm seeing flat, and I'm like, okay, now I'm standing out on my balcony, and I'm like, okay, I'm not moving in any direction right now. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm not walking anywhere. There's no wind. So, okay, are we spinning or what's the deal? And then I started thinking more and more as the days go on. Okay, well, let's start watching more videos here. We got to get more info. I need stuff.
I didn't know he went back this far though. It's interesting.
And into more videos with people doing the P900 tests. And I'm like, everything I see on YouTube, I don't care what it is, I automatically assume, okay, are these guys faking it? Because you can easily do that on your own computer. And then I'm like, okay, but some of this stuff looks pretty real to me. And so then I saved my money and I bought my own P900. And I came home, I was just ecstatic. I'm just like, oh my God, now let's do the science. Let's do the experiments ourselves to prove what the heck I'm watching on YouTube. So I step out on my balcony.
One thing that's very interesting is that Karen B was on almost every one of these Sam Fu streams. And down here you can see the little avatars of Karen and Mikey. And there used to be one with Karen B in every single one of these, and all of them removed now. All of Karen B's avatars and everything associated with Karen B has been removed. Because I used to talk to Karen B on here all the time. Like, this is where I first met Karen or chatted with her and stuff. And she's been totally wiped and erased from this whole the whole platform. They use Google. This is like Google. I forget what they used to call it. They have Google Meets now, but it was like it was the old school Google platform. Anyways, Karen B was totally wiped off of all these, every single video in this whole channel.
One morning, I think it was early morning before I went to work. Yeah, when I was working for a disposal company, and there was the star there, and I zoomed in on it, and I was like, you can hear me on my.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that. That's funny though. I don't know why she got wiped. Well, obviously, you know, because Mark Sargent was one of the first guests ever on the show, and they took down this channel, the Sun and Moon Family United channel. They took it down for quite some time, years or whatever, and then they finally let Karen B get her channel back, and she put everything back up, except this time all of Karen B's stuff's gone. I don't know why, but I will swear on my life, and I promise Karen B was in all these streams, and she had her avatar here, and it was all removed. All parts of Karen B was pulled out of it. Everything in the live chat replay and everything.
Video, it's on my YouTube channel. And I'm like, I whispered to myself, I said, are you kidding me? Like, I couldn't even believe myself what I was recording with my own camera. You know, I'm like, what the hell is going on up there? You know, and right from there,
you didn't notice before.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're just white lights in the sky or yellow.
Mikey Smith's testimony.
Of course, that's what we were told, you know, and they're trillions of light years away. And I'm just like, what the heck did I just record? You know, and I'm just like, after that, I was like, okay, something's weird here, you know, and you just start thinking and doing more experiments. And then you're like thinking, and lots of people say here, even in Saskatchewan, where I'm from, we have always said that Saskatchewan is flat. Whoever lives here says that Saskatchewan is flat because it is. We have no mountains, we have little valleys, and that's all we have. You know, the biggest hill here is.
Mikey Smith is the only man dumb enough to take on an entire country by himself. That's ridiculous, man. I thought that was hilarious when he said he was suing the Canadian Space
Probably an
Agency.
anthill. Like it's
That is hilarious. I think give that man his money. There's flat.
You know, the joke is we can see our dogs run away for 3 days. And there's no doubt about that. I'm pretty sure you could, you know, because it's freaking flat here. And then after that, I just kept watching videos and I wanted to get a YouTube channel up because I was watching all these other people have YouTube channels. I'm like, you know what? I don't know enough about flat earth to be talking about it yet because I didn't want to make myself feel like I didn't know what I was talking about or somebody ridicule me. And I'm like, okay, let's just
Chris Hadfield, the guitar player.
Months and let's get some more info here. Let's get people's opinions on things and how we think the stars work and the moon works and all this other stuff. And then let's get out and do a YouTube channel. I started doing that, I think, in March or so. And ever since then, I've been loving it.
Just
And
you were before you showed me.
In the hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever, it costs like so many tens of thousands of dollars to send up 1 pound with the rockets. We're paying all that money so we could strum on a guitar and they can wear costumes and stuff.
Online that you've got thick snow outside your window, but in the summer you said it gets up to 35 degrees. You're that far north and you can get that hot. There's something lying.
Supposedly far north. Of course.
Yeah.
All the maps are wrong anyways.
I mean, he seems like the same Mikey Smith as what we got today.
Like there's green fields.
I was a bit shocked when I did some research on Greenland, and I know that they were showing us the summer, but none of the maps are right. But in a perspective, whether the sun was coming towards me, it wasn't going right to left, it was going left. Oh my goodness. Do the people just live like it's just snow and everybody gets on, or is everybody cut off?
Yeah, no, life goes on here. It could snow 25 feet and be minus 14,000. We would go to work. We're crazy here. There's no such thing as a snow day here because
I think he's up there by you, Aaron, in Canada.
Like, is it other parts of Canada that really
I
don't
would
get-
say I can't pronounce it properly. It's Nunavut, I think is the correct term. Like way up in that's where the Eskimos type people are still. Like they're eating seals and stuff, just basically eating off the land, like the Inuit type of people. That's way far north. That's what I would call the North Pole. So I don't know where this even North Pole is, because I think it's non-existent, truthfully, because you've got Northwest Territories north of where I live.
A province is huge, ain't it? Okay. It's like the Canadian states. The states are provinces.
Other than a little bit of population of the Inuit people. So other than that, I don't know what the North Pole is, because there's people already there. I don't know how far more north you can go until you reach the other side of the plane. So I don't know where you would go after that. It's show me the North Pole. Like I don't know where it is. Like now that
it's
you
hilarious.
can see you can see all the sea moving, like
Man, Mikey. Yeah, all these Karen Beavers removed from all of this. All of these. There's no trace of her. I have no idea why they did that. I don't know, but it's a real thing. She got scrubbed off of this whole channel. It's like all these old school people. I think it was a cool dude, man. But I haven't survived. Conspiracy Music Guru. It's on there 7 years ago. Like, who wasn't on this channel, really? Like, I hung out on tons of these. You'll see me in that live chat. Cammy. This dude here, Mike Helmick, he had a couple popular videos about augmented reality and them using the contacts and stuff. Pro 777. And this very odd, weird guy, Santos Benachi. Yeah. Who else we got? Of course, Russia Biz, yeah. And this is all, let's see, yeah, still 7 years ago. This is all in like a 1 year time frame. My kid's above Montana. Let's go to okay. Where are you at, Aaron? Are you guys seeing anybody that you've ever noticed before. Patricia. Oh, Karen B says it says Karen B supposed to be in here, right? Let's see if her little thing's on here. This is the only one I've seen the name. See the name there. Let's see, hold on, I got to reshare.
Good evening, everybody in the chat room and on the panel so far. We're still waiting for a few people to add themselves. But so far, as you...
Oh, there she is. Okay, so there is one single video where she's still there. That proves that she was there. But man, I wish I mean, there's no way I could prove and say, hey, she was on all these streams and she's been removed. That is interesting. I found one with her in it. So to say she was pulled off of every single one, obviously she's in one of them. That proves that she was there, but really, I mean, I hung out in so many of these, she was on all of them.
If you drop a big rock into a lake, shouldn't that have caused like ripples and stuff? I know it would have been under the ice, but some kind of effect of it. Talking about they have those models where it shows.
No.
Hello, all.
Come back, Karen.
Her dog.
Because she was on all the Brian Forrester ones too. And I used to call into her show and I would talk to her about megalithic stuff on her like coffee talk or whatever she does. And now you go back and she ain't on any of them. This is the only one that's weird. They left one in there. Very
Dogs were
weird.
barking.
I'm
That's
sorry,
why.
my dog was barking.
Hi there.
He's starting to growl and bark. But that picture that you're talking about with the earth that is supposed to be the earth without water, if you think about it, have you ever seen that other picture too, where it's like the earth without water, and then it shows you?
Where's the live chat replay?
How much water it takes to cover the earth's surface next to it in like a little blue droplet, and it's like this is all the earth's water. Okay, so think about that picture and then think about the picture that you're just talking about where that says the earth without water. Like, really, if you think about the deepest part of the ocean is what, 30,000 feet, or it's like equal to Mount Everest, and then Mount Everest, is what, 5 miles. So that's the highest point and the deepest point. And then think about that ball that they show you without any water on it. And it's like so disproportionate to what they tell you the features really are. Like the if you took all the water off of the ball, the crevices where the ocean should be.
Okay, you're close to Toronto. I used to live in Michigan, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, for like 8 years.
And like, check this out. I don't know about you.
Okay, so they did leave her in one video for whatever reason. But I showed you where I was chatting in earlier videos and I was there like often. Like that's the only one she's mentioned. But yeah, they scrubbed her, man, off of this thing. But it goes on and on and on, like with all the guests that they had. This lady Karen. Oh, I lost my thing. Yeah, this lady here, Karen. Had everybody. Allegedly Dave. So cool. Eight years ago. 6. So they go from 8 years to 6 years ago, and like that's the only content they have. She has 2 channels. Anyway, this one and oh, you can't see my screen. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, this is the one they took down, and she had this one in place of it. And then they gave this channel back to her, and when they gave it back, yeah, Karen B was scrubbed, except for that one video, obviously. But tell him to stick his thumb up and get his ass up to Muskoka. It's colder, but way friendlier, and lots of places to camp. Yeah. Mikey Smith is a character. A friend in Toronto told me he was homeless. Oh, okay. And they forced him from camping in a park near Dufferin into public housing, Pelham Party Gardens. And they have MS-13 and Crips. Yeah. Yeah. What's this? The Ottawa protest when that guy got his head squished by an RCMP Clydesdale. We saw it on live stream, but the news ignored it and the internet dissolved it. Dang. But yeah, I mean, this is like I don't know what you call it. Yeah, like seeing myself 8 years ago chatting in those chats and stuff. And then the stuff I was saying back then, I could tell I was like questioning everything. Like, what is this? What is that? Like, I was really trying to figure things out. And then I answered all those questions. So that's asking back then. Like, stay educated to the flat Earth. I mean, it goes on and on with everything on there. The More guy was still live streaming today. He still live streams. And I hear that his wife or whatever passed away recently. She was sick. Trying to see if anybody else pops up. That Mikey Smith, that was weird. Seeing him pop up like that. He gets a lot of like mentions in a lot of people's streams these days. Yeah. I was gonna say whatever Hawkins, Sean Hawkins. No, it ain't Sean Hawkins. Well, we made it to the bottom of that list. Yeah, it's a really old channel. Right. It's vast and thin, y'all. It's amazingly thin. It's so thin. It's the main point I want to get through to people is dang, 32 miles high. 1/1000th of an atmosphere is amazing. Yeah. Gen CBR1. I don't know if you guys know this guy. He's on Nathan Oakley's channel all the time. That avatar is so weird. His hands look so big. Is my screen still sharing? Yeah. Like it almost looks like AI. Like, dang, those are huge hands. It don't even look real. You don't get any audio like this, do you? I don't know if you heard the audio on that because when I do a screen share, it's different. I don't think the audio comes through at the tab share, but whatever. I guess I'll end it here. I've been streaming for 2 hours. Time flew right by. But yeah. Alert. Sound the alarm. Oh, you could. Okay, that's cool. So I could screen share and share audio. It makes it easier. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Makes it easier. Makes it easier. I'll do that from one sort of taking stuff down and putting it up. But it was good seeing you guys. I'm glad you stopped by. Oh, okay. You can hear me, but not the video. Okay. Yeah, so I do have to tab share. All right. No problem. I got it. But yeah, I'm glad you guys stopped in and said hi. It was good seeing you guys. Yeah, I don't think anybody could. Aaron, I think I have to remove it from here, then I have to go here, and then I have to add it by the tab. So I have to remove this one, add that one. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, Lord Racer, Heron, yeah, and Toronto Thrash. Good seeing you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you soon. All right. See you guys. Bye, everyone. Peace out.